Okay, so now we're on to multiplying complex numbers. Problems numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12 on your review. Okay, so when we multiply complex numbers, the same process as we use when we multiplied binomials. We use our box. Okay, now the one thing we do have to remember is that when we have I squared, that I squared is equal to negative 1. So any term that contains an I squared, what's going to happen is when this I squared becomes a negative 1, it changes the sign of the term, and the i's go away. All right, so let's look at a couple of these problems. Number 9. Okay, we have that 4i times 3 plus 7i. Okay, so this we don't have, we have a pure imaginary number times a complex number, really one term times two terms, and what we want to do is we just want to distribute this 4i into these parentheses. Okay, so we take 4i, multiply it with 3, and that's going to give us 12i. We take the 4i, multiply that with the 7i, and that gives us plus 28i squared. Okay, so we do have one of these I squareds. Okay, that plus 28i squared, we need to change this last term. Since I squared is negative 1, it's going to change this last term to a negative 28. Okay, and then we add the 12i that just stays 12i, and it is positive. Okay, now we write our answer in a complex number form, standard form. The real part comes first, the imaginary part comes second. All right, so number 10 is a little different because it is a complex number times a complex number. Two terms times two terms. Okay, so when we solve that, we want to set up our box. So number 10, we have 2 plus 4i that we're going to multiply with 3 minus 6i. Okay, so we're going to set up our box. Okay, and we're going to put the terms around the outside. So we're used to factoring, putting the terms on the inside, but now, remember when we started with this, we put the terms of our binomials around the outside. So we have 2, we have 4i. Both of those are positive. We have 3, we have negative 6i. Okay, so now we can multiply the column and the row together. Okay, 2 times 3, that's going to be 6. We have 2 times negative 6i. It's negative 12i. We have 4i times 3. That's going to be positive 12i. And then we have 4i times negative 6i. 4 times negative 6 is a negative 24. I times I is I squared. Okay, so in this box, I like to go ahead and adjust this term that contains the I squared. The negative 24i squared is really positive 24. Okay, and then I just have to look at the terms that are diagonal from one another, and those are the terms that we'll combine. We have 6 and 24. Those are the real parts of our answer. And we have positive 12i and negative 12i. 12i minus 12i. Which these two terms, since they're the same and we're subtracting them, they pretty much just cancel each other out. And we're left with our solution, 6 plus 24 is 30. No more imaginary number. Right. So you can try 11 and 12 on your own. Just follow the same steps.